All right, hi everyone, welcome back. We are here with Benjamin from Meta, and he's going to tell us a little bit of why Meta's here, why open source is a thing, and just general information. Over to you, Benjamin.
Sure. So Meta's interest here is mainly in OpenStreetMap. So pretty much every single app surface that Meta has, whether it be Instagram or the Blue app, if you're checking in places or maybe using Facebook Marketplace, all of that data is sourced from OpenStreetMap. And that has been the case for probably about the last 5 years or so. So we also invest pretty heavily in creating tooling and basically open source tools specifically for OpenStreetMap. And I work on an editor, an OSM editor, with my partner in crime, Brian Housel. We work on a tool called Rapid, which is basically a fork of the canonical ID OpenStreetMap editor, but with extra data set capability. We've got sort of two other pillars from Meta represented here. One is our daylight map distribution, which you can consider kind of like a Linux distribution, but just for OSM. So it's OSM data that's been curated. All of the vandalism and bad edits have been removed. So if somebody happens to say like delete Lake Huron, which happened once, that won't end up in the daylight distribution. And so this allows like small and medium businesses to like have a nice clean snapshot of OSM at any given time.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's pretty cool. It does take a lot of AI work to try and detect all of these edits. There's no way we could possibly use humans to do all of that sort of curation. So we rely pretty heavily on AI for that. And finally, we have our Mapillary team here. And Mapillary is a way of both collecting, harvesting street level imagery and also doing point and space predictions, not predictions, but calculations of where map objects actually live. So
okay, cool.
After you submit a whole bunch of pictures, you get maybe a map of your neighborhood along with where the park benches and street lights, utility poles are. So that's Meta in a nutshell. We actually have pretty big interest in open source and open data here.
That's amazing. I'm so glad to hear, you know, some of the big companies are really interested in open source. I think it's so valuable. And then, are you enjoying FOSS4G so far?
I am. This is my first FOSS4G. The reason we're here is basically to spread the word about Meta having an interest in this space. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to most con-goers that we're here for this reason. So yeah, we just felt it was important to get the word out.
Brilliant stuff. And with OSM, how do you deal with data that's missing?
Data that's missing?
Yes.
So one of the biggest ways we deal with it is actually the editor I work on, Rapid. So
cool.
We actually have a bunch of data sets provided to us from Google, Microsoft, a bunch of townships throughout the country and actually the world. So if you go to an unmapped area, chances are there will be buildings and roads already predicted by either AI or from some of these non-governmental organizations. You'll see a bunch of outlines that you can then click on, select, and add to the map in a pretty easy workflow. So we have a pretty good answer for that. It's not available everywhere, but it's available globally in quite a few places.
Oh, brilliant stuff. And then last but not least, of course, there's probably a team behind you, etc. Would you like to thank anyone?
Just the whole team that's gathered here. There's a lot of people for me to try and remember in the moment to thank, but pretty much the entire team that's here gathered, Ed, Said and Chris from Mapillary. As I mentioned, myself and Brian are here to talk about Rapid, and the rest of the XR Tools team at Meta that's been backing us up and doing all the media behind our appearance here. We had an appearance on the Facebook Tech blog yesterday, which I'm pretty proud of. So
that's so exciting. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Benjamin.
Thanks.